Forever. Dog.
Greetings, mortals. I am the Lord thy God, King of the universe, creator of space. We don't need the vocal effects. Can we lose that?
But my actual voice is fine. Okay, great. Hello, I am the Lord thy God, King of the universe, creator of space and time, or as I prefer to be known these days, at the tweet of God. For over a decade, I've entertained my over 6.2 million followers with my wit, misanthropy, and oft-stated regret I created any and all of you. Well, now I'm taking my hilarious blend of contempt and disgust from the Twitterverse to the podcast verse with my new show, the predictably named Godcast, premiering Wednesday, January 27th on Forever Dog. On Godcast, I'll be opening up my infinite mind about everything from politics to the nature of reality to this week's point spreads to how much longer I'll save the Queen to that weird new growth on your neck. I'll answer prayers, take spiritual phone calls, surprise people with live eternal damnations, justify the platypus, and even explain the Bible, which is not at all easy to do. Plus, every episode, I'll be interviewing a guest, either alive, like Stephen Colbert, Zooey Deschanel, and Lin-Manuel Miranda, or dead, like Moses, Amelia Earhart, and Lizzie Borden. Joining me for it all will be my adorable sidekick, the 18 to 34 demo appealing Joan of Arc.
Hi, God.
Hi, Joan. You excited for the show?
Sure am. Hey, could you put me out now?
Not now, maybe soon.
Sounds great.
New episodes of Godcast will premiere every Wednesday, so be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Or you can, and will, go to hell. Godcast, from the creator of At the Tweet of God, and everything else.
Growing up without a lot, we had to get creative. House too cold? Get a jacket. Out of shampoo? Just add water. Can't afford the doctor? You'd be amazed what my mom's spicy soup can do. I've learned there's always another way. And now there's one for health insurance. Cover California is the only place to get assistance paying for health insurance. Last year, 9 out of 10 people got help. Enrollment ends January 31st. Go to coveredca.com. Cover California. This way to health insurance.
Forever. Dog.
Hey everybody, it's Michelle Collins. This is a dream day for me. I really think that having you guys record this with me today is what willed all of this news today, because there is so much stuff that just happened today that has fallen within the wheelhouse of my guests and I that... And by the way, I'll spend 40 minutes talking about it and I won't introduce you. And I'll be like, and here they are.
That's how we do it.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you guys for being here. It's been so fun. Well, anyway, I'm Michelle Collins. It's Midnight Snack. I'm wearing a Fashion Nova dress and earrings that I bought at a hotel. And I'm feeling good about it. I cleaned just the area of my apartment that our guests can see. Why don't we introduce them? I'm not going to let you talk for it's fun to watch you suffer.
I love it.
I can see Carey's lips pursed to say something. I'm like, one more second, C. Still in the intro phase.
Hey, C.
My guests today have a podcast, one of the best ones. And I'm not just saying that. Sexy Unique podcast. It's hilarious. We have a repeat guest, our friend Lara Schoenhals, who, I just adore. And your hair is looking so beautiful.
It really is, Lara.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I haven't watched it in a few days, so it's shocking to me that it's held up this long, but it's all about the night bun.
Lara rocks a bun.
Really?
I do a night bun.
If I go 4 days...
take it down in the morning.
I can't do that. My hair's not long enough for the night bun. I can't.
So one of these days, you could do 2 little pigtail buns.
You know what the problem is? My hair is so thick and horrible that if I do a night bun and I take it down, especially if I haven't washed it after 4 days, no, it's like you didn't know that there was a rubber band. It'll stay in the bun. It gets filled. Anyway. And my other guest is, I was just telling him that I stalk him on Twitter and on Instagram. I actually feel uncomfortable talking to you because I just find you so funny. That I'm being a little weird right now. On Twitter and Instagram, he's at Carey O, and she's at Lars Marie. They do their podcast together, and it's Carey O'Donnell. Carey, Lara, it's a true treat. Hi.
This is an honor So,
And that's our time. Thank you guys again for being here.
And I just
This
need to
is
say,
an honor.
I need to say that you guys both have powerful hair, and I feel very schlubby right now. And I've, as someone who fixates on my hair and my Propecia journey,
Wow.
you guys are giving me inspiration to keep going. So thank you.
Can we talk a little bit about the Piche? Because I don't know a ton about it. Is it a pill, a cream? What is it exactly?
Spoken from someone with hair privilege.
True. By the way, I've been canceled for it many times before. I do want to just say, though, Carey, that my hair privilege also stems into body hair. And I always tell people when they're like, oh, you have such thick hair. I'm like, yeah, I know. I have to have I was like in Roger Rabbit's The Dip from the neck down. Like, I'm just disgusting. So anyway, talk about the Piche a little bit.
I wasn't really like balding. I just had I have a receding hairline. It's in my family. And I just felt like it would make me less anxious if I went on Propecia, and I did 3 years ago, and haven't looked back since. I take it every day. I'm also taking Hims, and it just really has changed my life. And this is not an ad.
Hims? What are Hims? I didn't know about Hims.
Hims is it's basically like Rogaine, but more Instagram friendly.
Oh,
okay, I was thinking Skims, but Hims. So man bras.
Yes, with the bro on Seinfeld. I like how you think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of has same colors as Skims, just that beigey bottle color, but it's very tailored to gays on Instagram. They're it comes up and you're sponsored a lot.
I take hers. And hers are just absolutely, they're suppositories, and I put them in. And then the whole day I'm just like, oh, my hers are kicking in. And people have no idea. I'm the only one who uses it. Nobody knows what it is.
I take She's.
I am She.
That's a great drag name, Chucky She's. A rat drag.
Yeah. That is me, rat drag. You just identified.
We found Laura's form.
I don't do drag, I do rat drag, where I dress up as rats, various rats.
You do Rat King drag.
What would my Rat King
name? That's where I
name?
invite friends.
I need a rat name. Laura, rat name me. Every time Laura's on, we talk about rats. It doesn't matter.
I know, it's our thing.
It's like our funny thing. What would my rat name be? Oh, God.
I think Mish Mish. It needs to be.
That means apricots in Hebrew. So you're onto something.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. My sister and her roommate in New York, they used to call their lives Rat Life.
Oh.
When they would just be schnibbing on things in the apartment and just kind of being they would call it Rat Life. And I think there's something there.
Well, Chucky She's is going to take Drag Race by storm next season, and it's just Lara with a rat nose on. I'm like, she's killing it. She's doing it.
Huge, long rat nose, but it's somehow weirdly hot and glam.
No, you would be so beautiful. Oh my God.
You're like Christine Baranski in The Grinch Stole Christmas with that nose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hot
from the
hot
front,
rat.
you can't tell, but then I turn to the side and it's
well, honestly, I knew that this was just going to be a fun day, and there's so much to dig into. Okay, so Propecia. Lara, have you ever had any hair problems? I feel like the two of us have shared something now intimate.
Well, I had past tense kind of a hair problem, bikini zone, but I lasered a lot of that hair problem down to a reasonable level.
Right.
I did one year. I was haunted by this. The memory came flooding back recently.
Go on.
One time I developed just a oily patch of my hair on the side. And no matter what I did, I would wash my hair and condition it as per usual. And it would not, the oil patch would remain. It was like an oil spill.
You know
but
what's
just
weird?
in one.
You had an OP and I have a DP because I have a dry patch here where my hair doesn't matter what. Carey's getting a book out, so I can't wait. Oh, he's hoisting. I thought you were going to read us from your Bible.
Medical journal.
He's hoisting his laptop up on a Yucatan cookbook for those who are curious. I was like, oh shit, he's got.
I thought truly a medical journal was coming out.
I'm bringing out Grey's, the Grey's
to
Anatomy. Yeah.
No, but I have a dry patch where even if I condition this one patch to death, it always just turns. No one cares about this, but it just is dry and it's curly. I have very wavy hair. People don't know that about me. I have a lot of problems.
So weird.
So many problems.
Yeah. So then I had to wash it. I had to like soak it with vinegar and then wash it with Dawn, like a little baby duck,
That's so
to get the
fucking
oil off. And
cute.
that actually worked.
Did it?
Yeah.
The body is so weird.
Yeah.
Like what happens
Bizarre.
on our skin? Like it's just like it's a guess to me what's going to happen today.
I don't want to get into my personal life, but I did recently do the. Let's put it this way: I have nice feet, right? Like I don't have like bunions or anything, but I have dry feet. I'm sure I have undetected diabetes. Like there's just no doubt that I'm like riddled with the beaties. But lately also I got a pedicure when I was in London and something so fucking disgusting happened. I almost don't want to say it. It's so horrible. I have to tell it now, obviously.
Now you have
This
to.
is a safe space.
It's the worst thing, honestly, top 10 worst things that have ever happened to me. And now I have an issue because of it. Okay. I go in, it was like during the 3 days that London wasn't on lockdown. And I'm actually going to shout out the name of the salon because fuck them. I think it's called like, literally it's called like Coco and Mish. Like it's Coco Nail Spa. That's what it is. Mish was me. I was in it. And it's on a very beautiful street on Chiltern Street in London, which is a very chic little stunning street. I'd been to this place before. Anyway, I walk in, they're kind of busy. Everyone's masked before people come for me, even though I'll admit I didn't, it was a risk. I'll admit. But anyway, thank you. We're all masked. Anyway, the woman goes there, like points to there's no one else getting a pedicure. So none of the seats are taken. So I go to the seats and she pointed at one and the bucket, you're going to fucking hate this so much. The foot bucket had water in it. That was blue because they put some kind of like sandy shit in there or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I take my shoes off, you guys, and I sit. And as someone my height to sit in that chair, is it only, Laura, do you ever feel that when you go in that pedicure chair? I feel like,
crunched.
Like I'm at a Baptist church and like someone healed me and I'm getting out of a wheelchair. Like I feel like I'm standing for the first time when I get up out of a pedicure chair.
It's hard getting in and out is like a long process just to like untangle my limbs and like slowly step over everything because it's also such a tight space.
Yes.
It's kind of the same way when you go into a restaurant, RIP restaurants, but like when they have close tables together and you have to like scoot in between the table to like get in a booth. I'm always like an ass in the face, like about to just kick someone's table
my ass has legitimately like violently knocked glasses off of tables doing that, by the way. Like I've literally broken and then of course I leave. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I obviously
like
can't stay.
You flee the scene.
I feel like it's like being on a Greyhound bus.
Yes.
A bus seat, just really like
tight.
It's more narrow than a plane.
They lift the armrest up for you so that you can shove in. And obviously when I go in, I'm 6'1", they all look and they're like, oh, we're going to have to move the chair back. I'm like, you guys are great. So I go to sit and I put my feet in this like lukewarm bucket of water and I have them in there for a good minute. And the woman looks up, she goes, oh no, not that one, the one next to it. That was used. Like someone had gotten up. Are you listening to what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I told you it was bad. I've not talked about this yet because honestly, it actually genuinely, I don't know, I'm very emotional lately. I could cry.
That's traumatizing. They traumatize you.
I genuinely could start to cry. I'm not even joking. It really upset me and I had to get up.
That is so horrible,
everybody
Michelle.
was looking at me and I was like shaking like this fungy water off of my feet. And then I said to her, you saw me like walk to the chair. It's not like I just plop down. It takes me like an hour to settle in. Why didn't you say, miss, not that one, this one? You saw me. It's a small place. They
wanted to watch you humiliate yourself.
Well, let me tell you something. That guess now who might have to go get her toenails lasered because I took my polish off and something is amiss. You heard what I said. Not terribly so, but I want to catch it.
Can I just say hashtag me too because I went to get a pedicure, like one pedicure during quarantine. And in LA, they moved all the salons, just moved outside. So they moved the inside of a salon out into the parking lot. It literally was like a refugee camp. I was like, I can never do this again.
That is insane to me. Okay, go on.
It was
I
insane.
had no idea they were doing that. I thought they just
they
closed
did
all
it. And I was like, I'm just going to go get my gels. And so like went and got went and sat there and I was like, this is not right. Like, this doesn't feel glam. It feels really weird and bad for everyone involved. I like overly tipped because I was just like, this is horrific. And like, I just hope we all get past this soon. Only to realize a few weeks later, I think I have athlete's foot.
Wait, I believe it. Because also in that situation, see where I went, there was at least they put that shower cap down, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. And they can't wash out. Like in the other one, they put disinfectant, they spray it all down because it's a 1-unit chair foot bath.
Yes.
And these are just buckets that they like put plastic over and fill with water and then put 1 million feet in
Is
there.
it possible, Lara, that we're like exposing something like that women are too embarrassed to talk about, but like that more people are having fungal problems because of coronavirus, because they're just not being clean? I hate to say it. And by the way, you want to really throw the fuck up? Because I know I'm about to. It cost me for a regular mani-pedi where I got some kind of fucked up toe from it, 85 pounds. That was without tip. And you know, I always tip because my thing with feet is if you have to touch my feet, you get minimum $15. I don't care how much the pedi is, because I wouldn't touch feet for $15. That's how I think. It's like La Veneno, you know? Anyone watching that? It's fabulous, by the way. But anyway, so I paid like 100 pounds to walk away, and I still haven't left a review because I'm genuinely still so upset by it. But it really fucked me up. And so I used a baby foot mask, the one where they peel the feet. Because I'm just like all fucked up now with the feet. I'm like fucked up with the feet. I don't know what you want me. I mean, there's some fetishists now loving this, by the way.
Never the answer.
For some reason, I'm like shocked. Like, I know this sounds ridiculous, but like, I'm like, oh my God, they have mani-pedi in London, in England. I didn't, for some reason,
dentists, but you can get your nails done.
I just, for some reason, like, it I don't know why it's like culture shock. Like, oh my God, they actually have stuff that we have.
You know what though? That's why it's so expensive, because there aren't as many. It's not like in New York where you go into like someone's dank basement and there's like 80 women working there. There's like 7 of them. Yeah. And they're super, super pricey. So I got fucked, and now I have to get fucking laser shit. Okay. So I'm furious about it, and I'm sorry that I brought it up.
Don't be sorry. I feel like your truth was very radical, and I feel honored that you shared it with us. And it's a real problem. And Lara, the image of, for some reason, I thought you were going to say they like wheeled you out to like the side of the road, like on like Melrose. Because when I
dumped me out afterwards.
Well, there's a COVID testing spot in Silver Lake where it's at the library near that restaurant Thai or Tex.
Yeah, close enough.
Oh yeah, Tay.
Tay.
Oh, Taix. I know that place.
Yeah, Tax. And you go and you're on Sunset Boulevard, and you go between these two like white medical tents. It's like very like FEMA. And then you go on the side of Sunset Boulevard and are like swabbing while staring out at like the cars passing by. And it's just like, you feel like the rush of wind from the cars and as you're swabbing. Yeah. And you're like, this is strange. So I could see them like doing that with like mani-pedi.
LA was always like that to me. LA was always like, I feel like one time I got like an STD test, like literally in the back of someone's Camry. I was like, all right, let's just do this. There aren't too many rules. God, I got to go to my gyno. It's a Corolla. I'm like, there's someone in there. I have to wait.
Hello, Forever Dog listeners. I'm Allison Raskin.
And I'm Gabby Dunn.
And we host the podcast Just Between Us, which is available right here, right now on Forever Dog.
Just Between Us is a variety show that features listener questions, in-depth interviews, and topical topics.
We also play a game show called Hypotheticals. I could try to explain it to you, but the rules keep changing. I make the rules.
And I always lose. We're also joined each week by incredible guests, including disability activist Alice Wong, Planned Parenthood's Alexis McGill-Johnson, best-selling author and therapist Lori Gottlieb, and primatologist Kate Gilmore.
New episodes of Just Between Us drop every Wednesday. So while you're listening to this podcast, search for Just Between Us with Allison Raskin and Gabby Dunn. Hit that subscribe button and check us out.
Please.
Please.
Just Between Us.
We have a big story to get into. I kind of want to open with this because, Lara, you have, there's so much to get to. You have a podcast called Saving Sex in the City 3, which I've been a guest on. Carey, I know you've been a guest on it.
You both have been guests and have done like iconic to this day. Like I'll think back and I just laugh and laugh at the stories that you came up with.
It was a real gift to me to be on that.
It was really, really
fun.
fun.
World to get to hear it, honestly.
Well, I remember thinking, like, when the day comes where they announce that they're actually going to do this, movie or series, whatever it is, what is Lara gonna do? Like, I just was like, this is gonna break you a little bit.
Break me. Like, well, I mean,
good or bad?
It's great. I've been rooting for a reboot this whole time. I feel like I kind of kept the flame alive when other people decided to like give up. I never gave up, even though it was a very sporadically posted podcast. And now I'm dovetailing and riding this thing all the way home. I'm rebooting the pod to be like a fully like weekly event.
Well, you must.
I'm kind of like, I'm excited. Because I just rewatched the entire Sex and the City series because my boyfriend had watched it like a long time ago, so he like wanted to revisit. And I watched plowed through the entire series in like 2 months. So I feel like super inundated right now, and the news coming at that time just felt so right to me, and like kismet of like the new HBO reboot, or HBO Max. But I'm also like, why not just call it Sex and the City
instead of
And Just Like That?
Oh, is that what they're calling it?
Yeah.
And Just Like That. Yeah.
And Just Like That.
It's not called Sex and the City.
Are
there like some like weird
know that,
right?
I thought that was part of the trailer. Like,
no.
I hate that.
No.
I'm not into that at all.
I thought it was going to be like Sex and the City Revisited, or like Sex and the City, like Back to the City. Back to Manhattan.
City.
Sex to Sidious.
Sex and the City.
To Sidious. That's what I would have called it. Yeah, go on.
Seriously. But like, people aren't going to know. People are going to be like, what the fuck's this show?
Probably a really like serious. It seems to me like it's going to be a very like self-serious show, which I'm like, please, let's go that direction, because that's a 180 from like Abu Dhabi shenanigans. So
yeah, it's going to be the Aaron Sorkin Sex and the City. Basically, I feel like there's not going to be a ton of lulls discovered. Well, Samantha was the only funny one on that show. I mean, and funny is, you know, in like 3-point font, but like she at least brought something that was like light. Everyone else was,
she had the jokes.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you're going to write that dialogue between, like, I feel like there's such a way and like a cadence to the way they all speak when they're together, where it's like they tease Samantha up for a joke.
What's happening there? Carrie's leaning all the way over just
gonna crawl through the screen. I was like, come here.
Carrie's looking at my feet.
He's gonna Samara from The Ring through the screen and then just be in my apartment, and then we'll be together.
I'm getting a pedicure right now.
I think he's charging something. Well, the reason why I brought it up, not just because it's in the news, but this morning we were given a real gift, and I actually started reading it on my Sidious show, and I was picking it apart so much that I ran out of time, and I literally told my listeners, I have to continue this on the pod, especially with Carey and Lara, because this is like, I genuinely feel like we willed this to publish today. And of course, I'm talking about Sarah Jessica Parker's Grub Street diet. Did you know that was a thing?
Oh, I saw like a few screenshots
Lara,
of it.
Oh, wait.
She said she loves
We're
salami.
earlier. We're 3 hours earlier. Give me a break.
I purposefully didn't email it to you because I wanted to hope to God that you didn't know this got published today. Now, can I just say something at the top before I get shit? I don't like to get shit. I hate celebrity feuds. You know that I'm a borderline narcissist. I like everyone to like me. I hate when people hate me. Okay, so that's putting that out there. And because of that, we adore Sarah Jessica Parker, obviously.
We love her. Love her.
I just watched The Family Stone. I wept so much. I wept on the flight watching The Family Stone coming back from London, like sobbing, crying tears.
Such a plain movie.
Oh, I had the best time. She was great in it. She's gorgeous. I like that she recruits people off the street to buy shoes. That's my favorite thing.
Yes.
Yeah. She works at her shoe store. She's been like working there all through COVID.
That's right.
I'm like, I give it up. Nothing but respect for my queen, SJP.
Nothing but respect. That being said, could not have been more excited when I saw this got published today. And I am going to start from the beginning. I would like to read it with you guys, and we can go, if that's okay.
Please.
Absolutely. Wait, this illustration, I'm sending off to FedEx to have blown up into like a life-size portrait to hang on the wall.
What is it, like a caricature illustration of SJP?
Yeah,
she's holding a glass of, what kind of wine would you say that it's very yellow is what I'll say. It's, I think a sample.
A buttery shard.
I would say a sample of a buttery shard. And she's surrounded by what looks like lamb shanks and
lamb
pasta.
Shanks are raining down on her, and she's just like twisting some spaghetti.
Wow.
She's entwined in her favorite food, pasta. Like, if there's one thing, when I think of SJP, I'm like, that she's eating the bucatini. She's why there's a bucatini shortage, because she bought all the bucatini.
I've never seen her with this much food around her, TBH.
No.
She looks like Jennifer Coolidge.
She looks very beautiful in this her hair, even though it's a cartoon, almost Lara-esque, dare I say.
It is.
Thank you. She's cuffed by her pasta. Like, she's in the shackles of carbs, which I really relate to.
Well, I read part of this already and I stopped, so I haven't finished it. There are some lines in here that I think, a show that I really missed, Def Comedy Jam, when a comedian would say something really funny, the audience would get up and do backflips, and I have a feeling that the two of you are going to literally like hire stunt doubles to come in and do full Simone Biles floor routine, because you're going to shit. It's like some of the shit is so funny, and some of it funny in a beloved way. I just want to make sure everyone understands this is because we're fans. We love her.
You're allowed to like love and laugh with her and at her a little, but like I think she knows what she is.
Okay. Because I just want to make sure,
I think it's clear.
I hate celebrity feuds. You all know that about me.
Michelle, you're the darling of the podcast / radio world. So
that's so true. I am the darling of the radio world. You know what? You're right about that.
Radio.
Here we go. Okay,
on the radio.
Thursday, January 14th, and I promise, I know I'm not going to read every line, but some need to be mentioned. She starts off by saying, there's not typically a lot of regularity to my days. I think we should take turns, like with the Haggadah. Like, I'll read a paragraph, then you guys read one. Okay.
I love.
This is an unusual time because I feel like I actually have a conventional schedule, something I've almost never had my entire life. Nobody's working in the theater. I'm not shooting anything yet, so I have time in a very different way. I have to read this next part. I was at my store on 54th Street. Now, my Christian Siriano has his store like 2 doors down, and I have heard from their employees that she literally recruits people on 54th Street to come in to buy shoes. And I'll tell you something, if SJP were to say, do you want to come in and buy a pair of shoes? Yes, please. What style? Hand me anything. I would happily buy it.
Let me just say, though, I think I've perused her shoe. I'm like, maybe I've looked. No, I've perused her shoe line online.
They're nice.
And I don't know if she makes our size.
I think she goes up to a 42. Oh. She used to.
She did? Oh, well, if she has 42, then I'm in. Yeah. I'll buy that.
Tracy, do me a favor. If you can, go on Nordstrom, because I know that they sell her at Nordstrom. I think they go up to 42 at Nordstrom, and I have to give her credit for that.
Yeah. If that's true, then like you have my heart, my soul, my respect.
Everything, anything you want. Shackle me in your bookies. My business partner, you're going to love this.
Rain down lamb upon me.
Rain on me. It's just like lamb slapping me in the face. My business partner.
Lamb.
Let's all do it together.
I'll stop.
Lamb
on
me. Carey, take the background.
Me.
Lamb on me.
Did you do a little lamb impression there, Lara?
Yeah, I did a little lamb.
Lamb on me.
Me.
So cute. My business partner, George Malcolmus, always gives me hard-boiled eggs.
Holy shit.
Take it away.
Wait. Okay, so does anyone else have the image of her just like getting a basket of eggs at her store like doorstep and just like being like, oh, and just like handling them with a glove?
I'm picturing her
like
getting
a Dorothy style.
Like a what?
Like Dorothy basket. She's just getting like steaming hot hard-boiled eggs.
See, I picture it in a Ziploc bag with condensation on the bag where he's like, just boiled. Freshly boiled, SJ. Get in there, girl.
Nothing smells worse than freshly boiled, hard-boiled eggs. Like I've gotten really into making deviled eggs during quarantine, and like you boil the eggs and then put them in the fridge. And literally every time I open the fridge, it's like a fresh fart to the face. Like it is really gnarly.
It's a sulfuric knockout. I don't boil eggs in my home, nor do I make bacon, because I'm actually quite sensitive to scent, and I just can't. It's so much so that I'm returning a Target candle today. So there you have it. Yeah, this hard-boiled egg thing, I call them HBEs. That was a twist for me. I just didn't expect her to house those things.
And she probably loves. She's like, oh, the smell. It's like New York, you know. Like she just loves. Like it's like a waft of the subway grates, you know. Like she loves it. She loves the smell of sulfur.
Well, this guy George.
So George is the Manolo guy, right? Isn't he like one of the guys that runs Manolo, like the Manolo shoes?
Well, all I know is it says he has a farm, Arethusa, which is an amazing farm. They make ice cream and cheese.
He has a farm, which is an amazing farm. I love that.
By the way, Tracy did check. And Lara, you were right. Only up to 41. That's new.
See, I knew it. And like, that's why I had to write it off. And then, but I do appreciate her going into the store. Like her hustle is real. And I can't fault her for that.
Can I just read the next part because I have a surprise for both of you, but really it's a surprise for me. I like how I'm like, we're going to take turns. I'm just going to read the first 95% of it and then you guys take the rest. Okay. Lunch was a spicy tuna sandwich and a power shake from Joe and the Juice. I would never have known about this place if it wasn't for all the younger women who work at the store because they know about apps and things. I still do not know how to order anything on an app.
So Carey. Just being like holding a phone, just going like, oh no, you know, like just hands like butter, hands like spaghetti. Just drop.
Have you guys ever had this sandwich and shake from Joe and the Juice?
No.
Because I ordered it and I have it. I got it delivered to me.
How is it? Did you try the sandwich?
I was waiting for the show. Yeah.
A spicy tuna sandwich sounds really good.
Well, it has like, so here's the power shake. By the way, the shake has 485 calories in it. Not thrilled as someone who's squeezing into her turtlenecks. I'm like getting choked by this Fashion Nova turtleneck as we speak. Hold on a minute.
Wait, Michelle, that was truly like a wonderful moment for me. And I'm sure just seeing you I have it. Just see like what a twist.
I was so excited. This is the most work I've ever put into any podcast recording of this show. Like, I've never done this much work. Look how cute the straw is. It has little flamingos on it. That's sweet.
Oh, that's cute.
Aww.
Okay, so I'm trying the power shake first. Here we go. Now, I think it has bananas and strawberries and milk. Maybe from his farm. Milk and okay, here we go.
Yeah.
That seems like more, like a milkshake than...
Yeah.
You know what it is? If I ever owned a blender, this is the only shake I'd be able to make. It's like very simple. It's sweet. I'm not into it. I don't believe she drinks this. I think she made that up.
She doesn't.
I'm going to say it on my authority as a larger woman. There is no reality on planet Earth in which Sarah Jessica Parker orders this drink and drinks this drink. I'm sorry, Sarah. We love you, but don't front, sis. This is not what she's drinking. This is like a whole milkshake.
Yeah. She's
500 cal smoothie.
It's not worth it.
So.
Now the spicy tuna sandwich I know has jalapenos on it. I'm just going to take a bite. You're not going to have to watch me eat the whole thing. That would be fun.
I want the real-time bite feedback.
Okay. Now,
that looks really good.
This is how they wrap it in this cute little like condom thing, which I like. It's like a paper wrapper.
I miss New York.
It smells delish.
Hard-boiled eggs and spicy tuna sandwich.
Yeah, it's got some of George's HBEs on here. It's looking great. No, by the way, look at the bread. Really looks nice.
Oh, wow. That is like...
a panini.
A panini.
Panini.
It's a panini.
It's a panina tournée. I just came up with that.
Yeah.
Any say yes to the dress fancier? No? Panini tournée? Give me a break. You know what? All right.
I've watched it. I don't know the language, though. I've watched it. Okay.
I'm taking a bite. This crunching, is this like ASMR? You know what? It's good.
Soothing to watch you eat it.
I'll tell you something. It's very nice. I really mean that. This I like. The shake I'm not going to have because I can't. My clothing can't afford it.
Shake.
This is good.
The shake also looks like it's not to be gross, but it looks like I would go straight to the bathroom after I drank like fully like an hour.
This is really
like
good.
A dairy infusion.
By the way, SJP, the sandwich is killer delicious. Yeah. Really nice.
Question. On the sandwich, is it like albacore tuna, like a canned tuna, or is it like ahi tuna?
I'm going to have to separate the bread. It's definitely canned tuna because it was like $8. It has jalapenos on it. I think sriracha. and carrots or something else in there, but it's really nice. It genuinely, I've never had it.
Banh mi.
Yeah, it's really good. Exactly. It's really nice. All right.
I'm into it. I'm going to New York just to go on to all these places that Sarah recommends.
I know. Do you know how to use an app? Because honestly, it took a long time for me to order this.
I'm
going to finish this.
That would be a challenge.
By the way, let's all laugh about the shake where I'm like, I'm never drinking this. By the end of this podcast, the glass will be drained. I'm going to be like, well, I am stuffed.
It's unconscious. Well, I'm stuffed.
That's a good name for a new pod. Hey, welcome to Well, I'm Stuffed. And it's where I just eat things. I just eat shit live on the air. All right. Do you guys want to take it away from the next paragraph? Is this interesting to people? I think it's pretty funny. Okay, keep going.
I love it.
I love it.
I'll go.
Carey, why don't you go? Yeah.
We used to order lunch from Astro, a place that we loved. I'd been going there for years because I did so many plays at the Manhattan Theater Club, but it closed temporarily, hopefully, in December. It's awful. So I asked the ladies, where do you eat? They're all super smart consumers. I learned about Joe and the Juice from them, and that sandwich is incredible. Her writing is like taking me to, it's like, I feel like I'm like zigzagging on an empty highway right now. That's her writing is just like so many turns.
I feel like she wrote it while driving, like hand wrote it.
Yeah, I love just because she's true, but just it's awful. You know, like just that
awful.
like.
But don't you think she said it more like it's awful? I could see her being like really pained. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she loves the theater.
That's right.
So
I just love her like asking all these shoe store employees. Like I imagine her like cornering them and being like, "Where do you eat?" Like just be, like she does not know what to do now that like restaurants are closed, and she's truly found herself lost. So she's learning about like so many things.
She's like, I had the craziest thing for breakfast, a venti frappuccino from a place called Starbucks. I hadn't heard of it.
Yeah.
But these young interns recommended it. The girls love it. It's awful.
one time I was at Starbucks in LA and I was standing behind this like middle-aged gentleman and he literally went, "So what's good here?" And I imagine Sarah has done that before.
That is, by the way, we should all have an experiment this week, and listeners, try this. If you can go into your local Starbucks mask, go in and ask that question and report back. That is such a funny experiment to go in and be like, "So what's good here?" What a funny thing.
I know. The barista took it well.
Yeah, well, they have to. They have that health insurance, you know? All right, keep going.
I'll do one more. Dinner was homemade from scratch chicken. Oh, from scratch chicken. I used a recipe from Julia Moskin, and I made soup with Joan Nathan's matzo ball soup recipe. I love both of those writers. I love their whole history. They are people I go to all the time for recipes. I have my Fanny Farmer cookbook, which I've had since I was 18. It's super old-fashioned. It's probably super out of style, but I love it because it's what I've known.
Fanny Farmer.
Okay.
Fanny Farmer. Wow. The next paragraph, she goes on to say, because it's pretty long. The next one, she says she served the soup with ginger and dill. Now, I will say as a matzo ball soup connoisseur, I've never heard anyone putting ginger in it, but it actually sounds delicious.
Yeah, I love matzo ball from Greenblatt's, Cantor's.
Oh, Cantor's. Have you ever had that Cantor's fruit salad? That's no joke. Delicious. Did you know that?
Oh, no. I gotta try that.
Cantor's, they go to like the farmer's market every morning and they buy fresh fruit every morning, and that's what they make their fruit salad with. It is so delicious. Really good. This next paragraph, Lara, do you want to start from "We save everything" here? Because I'm telling you that things get really, really good. Here we go.
We save everything here. Matthew saves every Parmesan rind. If we have shrimp, we always try to make stock with the shells because it's so good and smells incredible. We always save the bacon grease. We have fat from a Spanish ham that Matthew bought for my son for Christmas, which we save for cooking. I'm like, okay, we have a whole section of our fridge dominated by fats. Mm-hmm. We'll be like, "Matthew, do we know where this is from?" And he'll reply, "Doesn't matter, doesn't matter."
I have to stop to say, and Carey, we both looked at each other. He bought his son a Spanish ham for Christmas. I'm sorry. That is so funny.
Those are expensive.
I can't say my dad ever
ham.
did that. Is that like a thing men get for their straight sons?
Spanish ham?
When you're 18, you get a ham for Christmas.
I thought that was an anniversary. I thought that was a 7th anniversary present. It was like 5-year paper, 7-year Spanish ham. I guess I was raised in a different home. It's fine.
Smell thing. I don't know.
What does that smell
I
like?
love a shrimp just as much as the next gal, but I don't want to smell shrimp cooking in my apartment. Like old shrimp boiling is not like an ideal.
Shrimp shells in general. I mean, she's describing her fridge like you open it up and it's just like loose fats. That's my drag name, by the way. Loose fats.
Dominated by fats.
It's just dominated. There's a whole corner of
dominated by fats.
Shrimp shells. She goes on. I mean, it just sounds like, unless they're like kosher people who have like 9 refrigerators, I just don't understand what's cooking in the SJP fridge household in the best way, though.
Why is Matthew Broderick so clandestine? Doesn't matter. Like, okay, government. Okay, CIA. Like, what's going on?
I think we should fast forward to Friday because it's long and we'll be here literally for hours. She says, I have weird eating habits. I don't usually eat breakfast unless I'm shooting. And when I'm shooting, I have a full, massive, crazy breakfast. When I'm home and going to work on my own, I get up really early and just have coffee. Okay. Carey's laughing.
I wonder, what is a full, massive, crazy breakfast? Like, what goes into that?
Some hard-boiled eggs, for sure. Some shrimp shells, whatever's in the fridge. Loose fats.
A Parmesan rind. Just kind of chewing on it.
Loose fats.
Loose fat. I pour all the loose fats into one vat.
By the way, that is what this power shake is, like, literally loose fats. There's so many visual jokes happening here. She says dinner was grilled lamb chops. We had that with cabbage. 100% eating food I love feels like a luxury. In our house, we're constantly paying attention to the level of enjoyment at the table. That's weird.
Wow.
Okay, stressful.
Yeah, it's like, rich people are crazy. I mean,
what does that mean?
Who has time?
Listen to this. Matthew will be... In our house, we're constantly paying attention. Matthew will be like, oh, the chops aren't moving. The chops aren't moving fast enough. Everyone is like, we like them. Hold on.
Stressful.
I don't want to suggest our entire conversation at dinner is grading the meal, but we definitely are consciously enjoying it.
It's a
lot of meal communication.
I would feel so stressed eating in front of them. I would feel literally like one of the milking ladies in Mad Max. You know what I mean? Just like a big blob. Just like a big blob with like they would give me one of those like joke forks and knives from Home Goods that go on a wall. They're like, there's your cutlery, monster. I would just feel so
I just had a flash of like the milkmaid, that interim Joe's milkmaids or whatever.
Those milking ladies. Carey, you take this next part because it involves a little self-promo, and I feel like you'll be good at this. At I drank, and then you can say.
In Vivo X, SJP Sauvignon Blanc, my own wine. We drink wine, but I still love a cocktail. To be honest, I really do love a Cosmo. I don't know how to make them well, but I genuinely love them. Strangely enough, it didn't happen until long after I stopped shooting the show in the movies. I love how she doesn't have to say what show. She knows.
Yeah, she never says the name.
Now it's called Just Like That. And just like that, I would be served them at restaurants or people sent them over, and I was always very grateful, lies. But I didn't really drink the cocktail until after we finished the show. I went to some place and had an exquisite one, and then it started.
Can I just say, if I were SJP and I was at a restaurant and someone sent a Cosmo over, I wouldn't drink it for any amount of money in the world. I'd be like, what's in it? Like, there's something strange when you're that famous to be sent over a drink. So I just have trouble connecting that she actually like ordered this and then, you know what I mean? And then just like had it and also liked it, because Cosmos are, I mean, they're the power shake of the alcohol world. They're like not good.
I have to say, I believe that she would just drink it because do you remember when Sarah, to promo her shoe line, went to the apartment that they shot Carey's apartment at, and like a private apartment, and left a trail of shoes on the steps of someone's like home?
Wait, did she?
And like, yes, she like left them going down the West Village or whatever street that is, and then put them leading up to the stairs of the brownstone, and then just like ran away. And like someone probably came out and was like, oh my god, some crazy fan just like, you know. So like I think Sarah's like into like
into the show, it's almost
With,
like being into the myth of Sex and the City. Like, you know, I liked the show. I'm proud to say I never like leaned too far into it. You know what I mean? Except for like, anytime I see the Soho House pool, which is like rare, I always think of that episode. I can only think of Sex and the City with that disgusting rooftop pool, which is so awful. It's awful, awful. Yeah. Lara, do you want to read the next part, by the way? Bagels.
Yeah. Bagels, Saturday, January 16th. Bagels from our favorite local neighborhood spot, Bagel Buffet. It used to be next to Lifetime Natural Market, but then they moved. Now they're up between 13th and 14th Street. We go there for our bagels. We still believe in it. Wow. Bagel loyalty. Got mine toasted with Kerrygold butter wall to wall. And I added Grey Poupon mustard and 4 slices of boar's head salami. My son, husband, and I love salami. Love salami.
I relate.
I mean,
also had a banana and a cup of coffee. I haven't bought a cup of coffee outside my home since I did Once Upon a Mattress. Wait, that's not true. On set, I'll maybe have coffee from Starbucks, but it's extremely rare. Wow. I just don't understand how people get out of the house without having coffee in order to go buy coffee.
Well, Sarah, as someone who goes to Starbucks every day of my life, it's possible. And if you don't have a really nice coffee machine like I'm sure she has, that's probably why.
It's the way to do it. Can I tell you something funny? I got as a gift coffee grounds, and I was like, okay, because I used to have like a coffee maker, and it just takes up too much room on my counter. So I bought a French press for this gift.
Yes.
Right? And I got to say that the hunchback of cleaning that French press... of dumping the grounds, and you know, here in New York we don't have disposals in the sink, so of having to scoop with my little fists with paper towels, cleaning it out, it is so horrible. I'm like, just give me, like I have here, I ended up buying canned coffee. Nice gesture, but it really turned my life upside down. I hate the French press. God, so annoying.
I love a French press.
How do you clean it?
I drink. I just dump them down the sink. I didn't know you're not supposed to do that.
Well, do you have a disposal?
No.
Can I just say I love her like spastic. Wait, that's not true. Like she's like in real time. We're watching her.
It's possible she did speak this out to someone. Do you know what I mean? I could see her having like a ghostwriter for this. And she's like, back in 1910, you know, my entire courtship with Matthew took place in Chinatown. I'm not even going to read on. Oh, although... she mentions a place called Hung Fat, which is my parents' favorite Chinese restaurant. I don't know if it's open anymore, but that's really interesting.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Can I just say that,
please,
Sarah Jessica, you know, when you're on the subway and they have like the subway art of like the city and it's like cartoonish, and it's really like topsy turvy. I feel like Sarah lives in like those like photo pictures. That
she definitely has. I think you get to a certain amount of wealth in New York, and and I cannot wait to win Powerball and get there. By the way, I have so many or whatever, Mega Millions, whichever one has been won. But like, because there's nothing I want to do more in New York than just like disassociate with broke people. Like, I can't wait to live like Sarah Jessica Parker. Like, genuinely, I'm reading this out of pure envy. Like, we're like, laughing. And I'm like, God, I wish I could be like, who leaves the house without coffee? Like, I wish I could be so judgmental. I just want to get to a point in my career in life where I can talk and act and look like Sarah Jessica Parker. Like, that for me is the goal. To like lose that edge a little bit and like be in kind of fairy tale land all the time and be like, oh my God, wall to wall butter, on a bagel? Like, what are you talking about? But I want that.
Me too, Michelle.
Her life is very like, it is fairy tale, but I'm into it just knowing, like, I know her origin story, which she talks about a lot, but like, imagine
she talked about it in this as well.
Yeah, she talked about it in this. We kind of skipped over it, but like going from like being so poor to being like literally the fairy princess of New York has got to be.
I love it.
It has to be like a fairy tale. It's a real like rags to riches story, and I like that she hasn't lost that like wonder and bluster of the city. Like,
okay, that being said, let me just read a couple more sentences because I can't get enough. To me, being on the subway with a book, heading toward a meal, I honestly can't think of anything better. I could think of 7,000 better things than being on the subway with a book. I have seen fights. I've gotten spit on the subway. I saw an old man get punched in the face on the subway. This was like right before COVID, by the way. She says
someone took a shit on the subway once when I was on.
I saw someone shit on the end train platform at 49th Street. Mid shit. And I remember I was walking towards the steps and people were walking toward me, and I thought, should I warn them? And I thought, It's a big city, baby. To each their own. And I said nothing.
You did the nail salon. You did the nail salon move.
I nailed them. I saloned them. Yeah.
Walk right in. You nailed it.
I one time in rush hour subway traffic on the L walked onto a completely empty subway car, and I was like, "Yes, we did it."
No.
And then I was like, "Wait, this is a mistake." And I looked over, and a homeless man had his shoes off. Speaking of feet, and was smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, but that's fun.
Which I was like, "Thank
you
God
both
he's
relaxed."
Smoking. Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, that's the New York I miss. Shoeless homeless man smoking on an empty car. Like, that's my idea of fun. Because she says here, she goes, "It's a vacation. You are literally transported. And I miss it so much it hurts." Oh, no, she says about the New York City Ballet. I thought she was talking about the subway. I was like, no, this bitch has literally snapped. Okay, no, about the ballet.
I think it is. She's talking about just the journey on the subway from one place to another.
I don't miss it at all. It's probably where I got COVID. I don't miss it. I'm just going to now read loose sentences, okay? Loose sentences from this, and we can react. Ready? Mm-hmm. My husband soaks beans 3 nights a week. Thoughts?
I actually don't have thoughts on it.
Okay, good. I'm glad I chose that
a
one.
Full-time job.
It's three times
it's
a
so
week.
much. I'm just imagining Broderick just like, soaking.
He's, by the way, he's miming soaking. It's an audio podcast. She says, I love cottage cheese with sliced tomatoes, and I love Breakstone's 2% fat cottage cheese. Love. I don't like non-fat because I think, what's the point? It breaks my heart. She's talking about cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese is so fucking gross. Like, I actually cannot. I used to love it when I was young, and I would eat it all the time. Like, I thought it was God's gift. Yeah. And then a few years ago, I was like, you know what? It's time to go on a diet and get serious. Like, I'm going to get some cottage cheese, and that's just going to be my life from here on out. Yeah. And I took one bite and literally spit it into the garbage, and I've never looked back.
Can I make one recommendation for you guys? Because people don't know about this cheese, and it's arguably certainly my favorite white cheese. It's called farmer's cheese. Have you ever heard of it or had it?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Have you not? I think Friendship makes it. And where I come from, the Jewish part of Miami, all of our delis have it. And it's basically, if you took cottage cheese, removed all the moisture from it, and made the curd small, almost like a cream cheese, except it's, so you don't know that it's curdy as you're eating it. It just feels creamy. It is so delicious. It's like biting into, it's almost like ricotta, I would say. It's like a denser ricotta that you can spread as a cream cheese. You put it on toasted sesame bagel, ideally scooped with cucumber and tomato. You will not have a better breakfast. It's the most delicious shit in the world.
Wow.
Yum.
My family lives in Miami now, as Michelle, as we've discussed, and I will be getting that next time I'm there.
Wait, who? Oh, your family moved there. Yes.
Yeah, they live in Coral Gables.
We need to start planning our trips to Miami home because I only have one friend there, and it's dark for me.
There. It's not my home, so I feel a little alien there. But if you were there, I would feel like, okay.
It's actually, you know what? Miami is fun for 5 days. Miami is fun for a brief stint.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I agree.
Let's wrap it up. I'll just read the end and then we'll wrap. She says to me, lemon potatoes are what I do. That's me looking for the holy grail. When you have them in Greece or you have them in Astoria, they taste a certain way. And then she ends by saying, lemon potatoes are me trying to get to Greece. It's all so ... That dog hurt us. That dog is like, did someone say lemmy potatoes? It hurt.
Wait, she's like, that's me.
So now we're on a journey of Sarah Jessica going to the Acropolis.
That's right. Oh my God, is that Tony barking?
Yeah, that's Tony.
We're going to open episode 2 with Tony. Wait, I want to see Tony at the beginning of episode 2. If you tune in Thursday, we're going to release that. Carey O'Donnell, Lara Schoenhals, whose name I know I say wrong every single time. I say it differently every time.
No, that was right.
Was it? Okay.
Right.
At Lars Marie, at Carey O. The two best follows I can recommend on Twitter and on Instagram. The funniest people. Download their podcast, Sexy Unique Podcast. Next episode, we'll talk Bravo. We'll talk maybe a little Fran Lebowitz. We'll see Tony, Lara's pug. We'll be back.
Forever. Dog.
This has been a Forever Dog production. Midnight Snack with Michelle Collins is executive produced by Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey. Produced by Tracy Soren. Original theme music by Gabe Lopez. Cover art by Ben Wiseman. To listen to this podcast ad-free, sign up for Forever Dog Plus at foreverdogpodcasts.com/plus. Check out video clips of our podcasts on YouTube at youtube.com/foreverdogteam. And make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Forever Dog Team to keep up with all the latest Forever Dog news.
Most things in life, I've had to figure out for myself. How to make money, how to write a resume, how to talk to boys. But when it came to signing up for health insurance, I had a hard time figuring it out on my own. Turns out, I didn't have to. Covered California was made by Californians for Californians. They have experts to walk you through the process and financial help for people who need it. Enrollment ends January 31st. Go to coveredca.com. Covered California. This way to health insurance. Insurance.